Today's episode is brought to you by Truck Boys Moving. Truck Boys Moving is a moving service in Brooklyn, New York. It's an employee-owned company, and the guys have over 12 years of New York City moving experience, specializing in long-distance moves, packing moves, labor jobs, whatever it is that you need. Shoot us an email today, truckboysmoving@gmail.com. Shoot them an email. Shoot them an email is what I meant to say. They're a new company, and, give them a shout out. All right? Shoot them a little email. Truckboysmoving@gmail.com for a fantastic experience. Let the Truck Boys be your guys. Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's show. It is Tuesday, April 6th, 2021. I'm your host, Mike Racine. We have another solo cast episode for you here tonight. The old solo cast. It's just me today. I have a hard time. I got to be honest with you. I have a hard time booking guests. I do the show. We do the show on Patreon every single day. Okay, 20 minutes a day. We took a day off for the Easter holiday. So sometimes, holidays or whatever, sometimes I'll miss a show. But the thing about this podcast is I do it every single day. I'm talking every single day. I'm trying to find the most interesting things that I can think of to talk about. And I'm always like, and so it gets to the point where I do the Patreon so much that the regular show almost becomes sort of like an afterthought. And I always know that I really should be booking the show every Saturday or Sunday. And I should be booking it weeks in advance. I should be reaching out to people. I should be calling, texting. I should be reaching out to all the famous friends that I have. All the friends who have big followings that would get more ears on this show. I know I should be doing all that, and I don't do it. And every Saturday I go, hey, you should really book the show that you got to tape on Tuesday. And then every Sunday I go, hey, you should book that show. But then I'm thinking about the other show that I'm doing, or I'm thinking about, family stuff or baby stuff or whatever it is. And I'm also thinking, man, there's a lot of people I can reach out to. I haven't had Dan Soder on in a while, Maybe Shane Gillis will want to come on. Maybe Tim Dillon could come on. Maybe who the hell knows? Maybe Michael Che could pop in and do a little episode with me. That could be fun. The Lucas brothers came on recently. They talked about their movie, Judas and the Black. They made a movie called Judas and the Black Messiah. That's how I'm going to say that. I'm going to say that movie. I'm going to say the name of that movie. Black. Judas and the Black. Did you guys see? There's some Chicago guy who's like, did you guys see Judas and the Black Messiah? I told March, we got to watch, the theater's closed, but we can stream Judas and the Black Messiah. Why don't we go to, we'll get home early, we'll go to Ruby Tuesday, and then we'll come home and we'll watch freaking Judas and the freaking Black Messiah. Yeah, they were on the show. Anyway, booking the show, the thing that I worry about the most, I have anxiety about, now I don't do the show in studio, I do it over Zoom, and sometimes with Zoom there's a little lag or whatever. Now I could be going to people's houses if I wanted to, I could be doing that. Three people is kind of like the sweet spot, so I try to, but I haven't seen my friends in a while, I haven't been really out of the house, and the thing that I worry about the most is just having a bad episode, Because every once in a while, doing a podcast, it's kind of like making what is it like? It's like barbecuing. It's like barbecuing, but a shorter, something that doesn't take as long, right? It's like barbecuing, not chicken thighs, because chicken thighs are pretty easy, but let's call it ribs, You go, all right, this is cool. I got all the ingredients. I got a guest, and then the fucking thing just falls flat. You can't pause. You can't stop and take a break. You just feel like you're in this runaway car, in this bad interview, and you're like, I got to turn this around. What do I do? You can't think of anything. Your mind goes blank, and you got to keep this conversation going. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying this is what it's like, the life of a podcaster. And you know what? I'll tell you what. There's everybody. Yes, everybody has a podcast, but they're not good. Most of them are not very good. Most people cannot talk like this for an hour. I'm sure I've done episodes, if you're a regular listener, where maybe I've bored you, maybe you've been like, oh, okay, I'm not into this, or you're an idiot, and you turn off the show because you get mad. That'll happen. But I do have an ability to talk for an hour. What was I saying? Nobody's that good at podcasting. But yeah, the bad interview is no good. So I just want to, kind of get that out there, and let you guys know there's something else I wanted to do, and I forget what it was. Anyway, nice to be here. I got to tell you guys, I'm having a different relationship with the news than I used to. I find that I'm reading the news less. I don't know if you guys are. I'm definitely reading the news a lot less. I'm definitely feeling very much the way I felt during the George W. Bush years and the Obama years, where it's like there's news happening. There's always news happening, And then you open the newspaper and you go, okay, I'm reading the news, and I'm reading about this corporation that did this, or I'm reading about this thing that did that, and you feel just very powerless. And you feel like, okay, fine. Whatever this corporation is going to do, whatever they're going to do with the federal government, they're going to do. And it's almost a waste of my time to learn about this stuff. Now, reading books is different because there's more information, and if it's about a subject that you care about, you can take that into your everyday life, and you can apply it to you use in conversation. Oh, I'm reading this book about this. I don't really feel that way about articles. I feel like articles are kind of a just a waste of time. And then a lot of it's fucking propaganda anyway, from Jeff Bezos's newspaper. So I like reading books. I haven't been following the news as much, and I feel like it is very, it is like a... Now, it was different when Trump was in office, and every day there's something happened, and every day there was every day there was like some kind of catastrophe. You can if you want. I don't know. It's up to you.
I will if you want me to.
All right. Let me do another minute and a half, I guess.
Okay.
And then you can come in. Deb's gonna join me. I don't know if you guys are. You're definitely not sick of hearing Deb. I just.
You could be.
No, there's just. I've had a lot of girls on the show lately. It's been all girls.
Ew.
No, I know.
Yucky.
They're gonna think I'm like some weird guy who has a bunch of like lady friends. They're gonna think that I'm. I remember one time I was working on the Upper East Side. I was working at this restaurant, and these three people came in. There was two older women and an older guy, which isn't that weird. They might have been tourists. They might have been friends or something. Because the restaurant I worked at was on 84th and Madison, so it was right near the Met. It was maybe like a block. Yeah, I think it was like a block over from the Met, which I didn't realize at the time, because the Met I think is 86th and 5th, so we were at 84th and Madison, so we were pretty close. We would get a lot of the tourists from Central Park and from the Met, so it was probably the restaurant was probably about 60-40 tourists and 60-40 tourists and locals, so probably 60% locals. 65% locals, 35% tourists. And these three people sit down at this table, and the women order like tea or something. and the guy orders a glass of milk. And I feel like I will never forget that as long as I live. Guy orders a glass of milk, a glass of whole milk with his lunch. And I had all these questions, you know? I still have questions. He probably had like a calcium deficiency or something, but I guess in my head I like to think that I don't know, like his mother was kidnapped or something, and she was like, the last thing she said is the kidnappers were taking her away. She was like, "Philip, keep your bones strong. You have to keep your bones." He's like, "Mother, no!" You know, I don't know. My brain goes to dark places like that. Anyway, Deb's gonna join us in a little bit. I don't know if she heard me. I don't think she heard me struggling, but well, actually, I'm gonna have her come in. I'm gonna have her come in maybe about 10 minutes or so, because I want to do some more. I just want to do a little more solo stuff, real quick. Anyway, we're reading the news, and there's all this stuff happening, and I don't know, it just feels totally different. It feels, you know, when you were part of the, and I think that is part of the game, the neoliberal, you know, the corporate Democrat playbook is to, you know, sort of create a world where people are apathetic and they're not involved, and you can do all kinds of, you know, bad shit. There's nothing really they can do about it because they only have what's your other option? You're gonna go with these guys. People hate that system. I hate that system, and maybe someday we will move towards dismantling it and giving people another option. Who the hell knows? They are pretty powerful. But so the news just feels different. So I've been keeping up with the news a little bit. I've been following that Matt Gaetz story. I'm not sure what I can say that hasn't already been said already. The only thing I want to say is that there's something like there almost need to be people, services. Maybe this is what comedians do. Maybe this is the role of a comedian. I just haven't realized it yet. But there needs to be people who kind of like break down and interpret the news, right? I was talking to my brother Steve about this. When you watch that Tucker Carlson interview that Matt Gaetz did, where he talks about the allegations against him, he says, now the problem is the language that these people use is always very sort of dressed up, and it's very dressed up and superfluous, and it's hard to, they don't really say exactly what they mean. For example, you know, Matt Gaetz talking to Tucker, and he's like, you know, I'm as you remember yourself, you were also accused of sexual misconduct, and it's very upsetting for your family. Now, there's something about the way he said that. It just feels like there's what he's actually saying is being hidden, and what he's saying is, hey Tucker, you know what this? You got accused too, you know. And then he was like, I remember. Like if that was like if I was gonna write that in a TV show, I would write that as Matt Gaetz being like, and remember you got accused too, and you actually went to dinner with me and a lady. You'll remember her, right? Right? I would have him get nervous, but these people are pretty well trained, I guess, in media or whatever, talking to media that. You almost need somebody to break this stuff down. I was reading another story today where apparently, because a journalist reports the facts, but a journalist can't come out and say like, oh, this is wild, you know? That's the problem. That's the thing that I always want to explore. What people actually mean. Because I was reading another story where Matt Gaetz goes to Trump during the last months of his presidency, and he says, I would like a blanket pardon, right? He's what it looked like he was essentially asking for. He was asking President Trump, former President Trump, to give him a pardon, like in case he had committed any crimes. So I guess what Trump was going to do was be like, oh, and by the way, he has immunity just in case he had sex with any 17-year-olds. I'm not saying, it's like insurance or something. It's like taking out an insurance policy and then burning your building down. That's pretty wild, you know? The news can't say, "Oh, that's wild," but but then also it's like you don't even really know when you're reading that. You're just reading the sentences, but it's not put in terms that you can understand. You know? So I would like to think about that. So he was essentially asking Trump, hey, can I just get a pardon for a crime that I haven't been charged with yet? Which is pretty crazy. But it does seem like nobody seemed to like this guy. He didn't have any friends, really. He doesn't really have any allies. He's not very popular. And it looks like they might ask him to resign before before the trial happens. This investigation started under Bill Barr's tenure as acting attorney general. So nobody fucking likes this guy. The guy sucks. The way he's really just the way I feel personally, the guy's very disrespectful. The way he talks to people, he's very much a bully. He's very rude. There was some witness that they called in the Trump impeachment trial, and he yelled at her. Some older Jewish woman, and he fucking yelled at her, and he was like, "You're not gonna talk over me," or whatever. And then he had another exchange with another member of Congress, who they were debating police brutality laws or something, and the guy mentioned his son, and then Matt Gaetz was like, "Well, I have a son who's a person of color too," because he has this because he has Nestor, his son, his adopted son. He's like, well, you and I. He's like, and the congressman was a black guy. He's like, well, you can't tell me how to raise my son. And then he's like, you can't tell me how to raise my son. And, getting really angry and defensive. I mean, the guy just seems like a total piece of shit. And I hope he goes to jail. No, I don't know. I don't really care. Like I said, once again, out of my hands. I'm just reading this because I feel like I should. I don't know. There's probably other stuff I could read or care about. There's other things I can do to help people. I did give a homeless guy $1 on the street today, and I know that's not, by today's standards, that's not an impressive amount of money to give to a homeless person, but it's also not nothing. And I had just spent maybe $18 to just leave my house and walk around the neighborhood because I was looking for a fucking coffee shop with Wi-Fi to do some work in, and I could not find one. And so the guy goes, "Can I get it?" Now I'm also carrying a couple things. I'm carrying a $6 iced coffee in my one hand, and then I got a backpack in my other hand. So it wasn't like it was just easy for me to go into my wallet. And I know $1 is not a life-changing amount of money, but I have given $1 to people, and they're more appreciative. So I don't know what the fuck this guy's problem was. I don't know if he was homeless or not. Times are tough out there for people, but I don't know. I don't know what you want from me, pal. I wasn't sure if I wanted to talk about this or not, but I think I do. Because I was thinking about, there's an Instagram. Now, what I like seeing sometimes is I like seeing other podcasters who are maybe just kind of like getting their start or getting their shit together. And every once in a while you'll see like a sponsored post. There's one guy who he's showed up in my sponsored feed, and he's just some guy from Long Island. He's one of these people who, you know, he's an Italian guy who just doesn't seem very bright, and he's got like a political show, and he was like, I'm gonna show you a clip. He's like one of those high pitched Italian guys, and he goes, I'm gonna show you a clip. This clip, you're not gonna see it on CNN. You're not gonna see this on MSNBC. But this clip is really reflective about how people feel about Donald Trump. And they show that, and it's just some Trump rally, and they're interviewing this black guy, and the black guy's just like, oh yeah, I love Donald Trump. I didn't have a job before, and now I do. And the guy was just like, wow, that's how people. That's how people really feel, I guess. Anyway, there's this other guy. Now, I don't know what this guy's deal is. I don't know what the show is. There's just something a little bit fucking demonic about this guy. I'm going to say the name of his show. Follow him if you want. Give his show a I'm not trashing this guy, but I do keep seeing a lot of his ads that are sponsored on my feed. So now the name of his show is The World at Craig. The World According to Craig. Here we go. Craig Greeway. The World According to Craig, a humbly submitted opinion, unorthodox, optimist, Episcopal Taoist. I don't know what that means, but it does seem like he's from L.A. He's just he's an L.A. guy with a podcast. Not that anybody else who has a podcast is anything special, but there's just something a little bit demonic about this guy. I can't put my finger on it. But he does these little testimonials in his office, and he talks about like building wealth, and he's like back in the, and it's the language, like I said, is very like sort of dressed up, and I don't know, it just sounds like he's giving like a TED Talk, I guess. And he's talking about wealth, and he's like, oh, but, you know, we used to be told that the way to wealth is by buying a house. But maybe that's not true. Maybe, because if I put all my money in Amazon from a few years ago, I would have, you know, X amount of dollars. And I don't know, it just feels like, I'm like, who are you, buddy? Where are you saying that? Because encouraging people to, because yeah, sure, we all would have made a ton of money if we put our money into Amazon back in 2013. If we all took all our money, whatever money that we had, and put it into Amazon, we'd be all left it there. We'd all be rich right now. But that's not really like, that's not irrelevant. The other thing that bothered me about this guy was he does this interview with, I don't know, check this guy out and let me know what you think. Maybe the show's even good. I don't know. I haven't listened to a full episode of the show, but he's doing an interview with this guy who was in the military, and the guy is saying that the guy's talking about the price of freedom, okay? And the guy's saying, oh, the price of freedom at home, you pay it abroad or something, and it's real and it's steep. Now, this guy's in the military, and maybe that's what he's had to believe, right? That the price of freedom at home, you pay for it abroad. You pay for it by bombing, you know, people's oil fields or whatever, and going to war. That's how we have freedom, actually, is by going to war with Iraq and Afghanistan and taking over their lithium mines. That's actually how we wouldn't have freedom if we didn't do that. I don't know if you guys know that. This guy's a soldier, though, and it didn't even feel like he was, you know, he seemed like a normal guy. Then So he makes the point that the price of freedom at home is real, and you pay for it abroad. Okay. Then this little weirdo starts like giggle. He goes, yeah, I don't think people understand that it's a loan payment, and he starts giggling. And then he goes, and the guy goes, yeah, we're not even paying off the principal. We're still paying. Craig goes, we're still paying the interest. And the guy goes, yeah, we haven't even touched the principal yet. Literally, what the fuck does that even mean? What are you talking about? I'm gonna listen to the show. I think I have to check it out, because literally, what the fuck does that mean? We haven't paid. We're still paying back our cost of freedom, but by having 800 fucking military bases all over the world. Yeah, we're paying that back, and we owe somebody more. We have to keep killing people, and then I think eventually we will kill enough people, and then we'll go home. I don't know what this is, and also the guy's a low follower account. He's probably the devil. No, I don't know. It's just I will continue to spy on this guy and see what he's about. I'm not going to follow him, though. I'm not going to follow him. All right. I think that's a good place to have a little break. Matt Gaetz might be guilty of sex trafficking, which comes with a 10-year minimum prison sentence, which who knows? I mean, that probably won't happen. But I actually saw a good TikTok today. I saw there was this African guy, and he goes, a rotten fruit will fall on its own. You don't have to take it off the branch. You don't have to take it down. It'll fall. So if somebody does you wrong, you leave them alone, and they'll get theirs eventually. It is nice to see people get theirs. It is nice to see bad people get theirs. It would be nice to see a certain comedy journalist get his. A certain comedy journalist that I've never mentioned on the show that seems to have a problem with me and all of my friends. You know, who's actively tried to hurt people's careers and livelihoods. I don't have any plans on, he's a rotten fruit and he's going to fall off the tree. That's all I have to say. If you want to know who I'm talking about, subscribe at Patreon. Patreon.com/sitdownpod, where we spill all kinds of tea. I tell secrets about my family. I share my wife's medical records. All kinds of stuff. You can listen to us every single day. 20 minutes a day, patreon.com/sitdownpod. And if you're a journalist who likes to spy on people, you can go there too. Give me $5. I'll give you all the dirt that you need. All the dirt you need on me is right behind that paywall. Patreon.com/sitdownpod. And we will be right back. And we're back. We're joined by wife, future mother, educator, creator, Deborah Brooks.
Hi.
My wife, that is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
in the process of becoming Deborah Racine.
What?
I'm in the process.
You're still not Deborah Racine?
No, it's very hard work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I found that clip I was talking about. Can I just play it real quick?
Yeah, let's
Here's
hear
the guy that I was just mentioning earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Freedom is real, tangible, and steep. We who return home pay the interest on that cost for the rest of our lives.
And I don't think that the public understands that's a loan payment. Like,
Yeah.
It's like, it doesn't, like, if you
We're
stop
not
paying
even we're not even paying the principal at all. It's
Right.
just an interest payment.
and if you stop paying it, like, all hell breaks loose,
All
right?
hell.
Isn't that fucking bizarre?
I don't know what they're talking about.
They're talking about war.
They just sound like student loans to me.
Yeah, but they're talking about like going to war.
Uh-huh.
And that soldiers who come home pay the interest on the cost of freedom. They pay the interest on the cost of freedom. Whatever, like
And not
literally,
even the principal.
whatever the fuck that means. Now this guy is like I don't know, he was like a helicopter pilot or something.
Yeah.
And he probably did a couple, so he probably has to tell himself certain lies.
Like
to
it was
feel,
worth it.
Like it was worth it, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like you think about everybody who went to, like, I guess Afghanistan could be different because we thought Al Qaeda was there.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody who went to Iraq, I don't know. You have to. Hopefully, if you're one of the veterans that went there, you feel like you did some good over there.
Right.
I would hope. I don't
Mhm.
know. But I
Yeah,
don't know.
I
So I think it's a weird thing to be like kind of giggly about.
You'd hope that you did something. Yeah.
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 I don't even know what that means, but whatever that guy has to tell himself so that he doesn't, shoot up a mall.
Right.
More power to him. Here's to the troops, everybody.
I feel like I don't know. I speak to people in the military, and I'm like, what is your position? Do you prefer... That's pregnancy tea.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I mean, you can drink it if...
Go ahead. Just that's visual. There's an audio show. I shouldn't have went there.
Yeah, I just think whenever I speak to anyone in the military, I don't know if it's like their code or whatever, but they're just like, I just do my job.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they don't really, like, give me any opinion. I'm like, do you think, like, we need to spend this money on military? Do you think that we are doing things that are necessary? Do you like... Well, I would ask, do you like Trump?
Yeah.
And I would rarely get straightforward answers. Unless they're from Staten Island, then they tell me everything.
Then they're like, yeah, we killed Soleimani, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
Bro, it was fucking awesome. We blew him up.
Yeah. Ugh. Fuke.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about the Gaetz guy.
Matt Gaetz?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you want to talk about?
So, I was looking it up, and do you know the term for a person who's attracted to? So there's pedophile, right?
Pederast?
No. So this one we have, it's epibophilia, and it's a primary sexual interest in mid to late adolescents, generally ages 15 to 19.
Mm-hmm. Woody Allen syndrome.
Right. Yes. And it's not a psychiatric diagnosis, but it's just a word to describe it. No. And then if you are interested in, if you have a sexual preference for earlier pubescent individuals,
right?
That would be just a hebophilia.
Uh-huh.
And a pedophile to refer to primarily exclusive sexual interest in prepubescent children.
And that is a psychiatric disorder.
That is, but that's not the term for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, interesting enough. I mean, I feel like, what do you think makes a guy like a teenager?
I think it's a lot of stuff. I think that, first of all, their bodies are fully developed, right?
Right. They have near or identical characteristics of legal age adults.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Please clip the show, by the way, me talking about why guys want to fuck teenagers.
Yeah.
Well, no, but number one, their bodies are developed, so it's like it's not, you can justify it in that way where you're like, well, her body's the same as like a 23-year-old or a 19-year-old. Mm-hmm. I actually think it's wrong to date 23-year-olds. I think no one should ever date a 23-year-old.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking
23-year-olds should not be having sex.
You think?
They don't deserve sex. They're too stupid. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, looking back at myself personally, I feel like I was my hottest.
Don't do this again.
Like starting at 24.
Yeah.
Like 24 to 26 was my...
Right. Because you were chunky when you were...
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not everyone is.
Yeah.
But then when you're not chunky, then it's like you're a little bit too thin usually. But
yeah, I think 26, 27 was like your sweet spot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I'm still thrilled with myself at 32, 9 months pregnant, and 170 pounds. Mm-hmm. But it's just not the same as 24 and 137 pounds.
Yeah.
With blonde hair.
Yeah. But I also think that there's something about, like, I don't know, guys, there is something about youth that's kind of attractive.
Okay.
If you're just looking at physical attributes, you know, like there's something hot about like like a 19-year-old. I don't know, maybe men are just attracted to youth. Now, I don't know if that's like, if we're socialized to be that way. Mm-hmm. I don't think we're socialized to not want to fuck 72-year-olds, to be honest. You know?
Right, that might be like about a visual thing.
That's a visual thing, because as your body starts to break down.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, you know. And there's something about youth. It's like.
Is it like the non-committal aspects of it? Like you don't have to try that hard to seem awesome?
Well, teenagers are kind of hard to impress. I mean, I've done enough prom shows where I do get nervous before the show that they'll like me. It's not like you're just automatically gonna impress a teenager.
Right.
It's a specific kind of teenager that would be impressed that you have like a credit card or something. She probably comes from poverty. You know, she probably has a mom who was not nice to her and told her that she wasn't pretty. And then you give her that JetBlue card and you say, hey, do whatever you want with this.
Right. And then, and that makes them feel like powerful, the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always think everything stems from some sort of like.
But there's something about, there's also,
desire for power.
Yeah. There's also something kind of taboo about, I'm not even going to use like a 19-year-old. There's something kind of taboo about fucking a 19-year-old. Where you're like kind of not allowed to do it, but you feel like you can. Like look at Jerry Seinfeld, 38-year-old guy fucking a 17-year-old.
When
he was in like when Seinfeld was on the air.
So like that's just what all comedians did. Or
that's what Jewish comedians do. Yeah.
God.
Except Larry David. Larry David, teenagers would throw themselves at him, and he'd be like, "Oh, hey, what are you doing? Oh, get away from me! I don't want to have sex with her, Larry. You're trying to fuck a child."
Right. Is Larry David married?
I think he's dating somebody. He's divorced, but he's dating somebody.
Oh, okay.
Because I think his ex-wife was fucking Al Gore. I think his ex-wife fucked Al Gore. I don't know. Which is kind of like, if you fucked Al Gore, I'd be like, really, Deborah? Al Gore? That's what you weren't getting?
Yeah, well, who?
That's what was missing in our relationship. You had to fucking suck Al Gore's dick. You know?
He cares about the environment.
Yeah, but he's very dry. Do not fuck Al Gore.
Okay, because humor is everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you fucked somebody funnier than me, I'd be like, okay, fine.
Right.
All right, that will just inspire me to do better next time. If you sucked off, John Mulaney, I'd be like, all right, this stings, but this is how you get better. Now I will defeat him. Now I will, when he's doing a concert at Radio City, I will heckle him, and then I'll be so funny with my heckles that people are like, let's see what he has to say. And then I'll be like, step aside, and then as I'm telling my jokes, I'll just look him right in the eye and be like, that's right, John.
Right.
Get off the stage. They're like, get off the stage, you phony. I would just be in a basement training, doing pull-ups, Travis Bickle style.
So what you're saying
to
is
one day defeat John Mulaney.
I should go down on John Mulaney, is what you're saying.
No, I'm not saying that.
Like that would be what's best for your career.
No, that would not be what's best for my career.
Were you encouraging me to cheat on you?
No, I would kick you out of the house. I'd make you go live in a converted van, like all those bitches on TikTok.
You would love that. You'd be jealous of
all
my
those
converted van.
all those women on TikTok.
Right.
Yeah.
Were you the one who told me that was glorifying homelessness?
Somebody on TikTok said that. Yeah.
Do you like so TikTok, is the fuse, is it burnt out for you? Is it still going?
I don't know. I guess I like making videos. I mean, I don't feel inspired to keep making videos because the stuff that does hit, it never really makes any sense. The stuff that does catch on. I mean, I am building a follower count pretty quickly, but the thing I don't like about TikTok is you scroll through and it's just the same.
Yeah,
it's
trends.
The same 4 songs. It's the same trends.
But that's how people they grow so fast, I think. They just do the trends.
They do the trends? So what, you do the trends and then you get propelled forward? You get more followers?
Yeah, because I think people just watch the trends on, like...
But the trends are so annoying.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just the same thing, like, kind of over and over. You're just supposed to do your...
You should do
that.
And
that's
dance.
An old one. The Jason Derulo thing.
You should do that. It is funny the way you mock all those things and you don't do them the way they're supposed to be done.
Yeah, but if that's all I do, I'll like waste my whole life.
No, you can do it like every 4
I'll wake up and I'll be doing a TikTok trend. I'll be fucking 47 years old, and I'll be like, I'm doing the trends.
Yeah, no good.
Yeah,
no good. But are you getting bored with it though?
it's just garbage.
Yeah.
This stuff that I mean, there is like some political videos that I like, but a lot of it is just like the same songs.
Yeah.
The Eminem song, the fucking.
Well, I mean, it does seem like it's like you integrate something.
I'm like, if I hear these
new
songs again, I'm gonna go insane because it's just like, you don't know who came up with it, whose original idea it was.
Yeah, I keep having to ask you, like, what's that audio track for? Why do I keep hearing it over and over again?
Yeah, right.
And then you explain the trends to me,
right?
Because you're the one with the finger on the pulse of pop culture.
Pop culture, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I guess whatever works for you.
I found these other ladies today. They were like talking about there's these two Italian women, and they were talking about Starbucks coffee. Yeah. And they were like, I gotta go to a loan shark before I go to Starbucks. And the other was like, yeah, Starbucks coffee tastes like shit. And I was like, I'm embarrassed to be Italian.
Oh, I saw a TikTok that was like, my back is aching, my brows too tight, my booty shaking, and it's making coffee at home, and then it's like, my back is aching, my brows too tight, like excited, and that's getting Starbucks.
Can you explain what you're talking about to people?
So the trend is, it's like I'm bored, and the song is like
slower paced,
and it's that. What is that, like a 90s cheer or something?
I don't know.
I've heard it.
But it's like the mix between.
Yeah, and then so it's like the trend is to do a side-by-side comparison of like something boring and then what spices it up.
What spices it up, yeah.
Yeah, so.
He's like making coffee at home, or it's like my dog when I feed him kibble, my dog when I pretend to stir the bowl, like.
Right.
And the dog's all happy.
Now, I'd like to see you, and there is a choreographed dance that goes along with it. So you do the dance boring, and then you do the dance exciting.
Right.
I would love to see you do that dance.
No. I'm not some dancing monkey. I'm an artist. I'm a serious artist.
But you love to dance. Every time you dance and then I don't see it, you're always like, Deb, look at me.
No, I'm a very serious, creative person.
Yeah. Well, Gaetz, anyway. You think he did it or no?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. When you put the video clip of that dude, like his face just looks like he's done plenty wrong.
Yeah. He was allegedly like sharing nude photos on the congressional floor of like women that he fucked.
And when did he get married?
Like he's that guy who's like, "Hey, check this out. Look at those tits."
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
Like we all have known that guy that has the pictures of tits in his phone.
Yeah.
That he shows
we
to
all
his
know
friends.
him.
We work sales jobs with that guy. Yeah.
Yeah. So wait, but then he keeps being like, this is embarrassing and hurtful for my family. When did this dude get married? And
he's not married. He's never been married.
So why is he talking? What family? His
mom? Mom and dad, yeah. No, because he says they're trying to like extort money out of his parents.
Have you ever seen Scream 1?
No.
When she's like, I called the police, and the killer's like, my mom and dad are gonna be so mad at me. He's like, he killed all these people, and that's what he did.
Oh, yeah.
That's Matt Gaetz.
Yeah.
Scream has, like, all of life's advice in it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like, everything that I say to you, not everything, but a lot of it I've taken from one of the 3 Screams, not the latter 2.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can only control my own actions. Is that Scream?
No, that's just from me. Yeah. But you do what you do because you choose to. There is no one else to blame. That's from Scream 3. Mm-hmm. She tells that to the killer when the killer's like, and then this happened, and that's why I had to kill everyone you know. Mm-hmm. And then she's like, shut up, I've heard this story before. Yeah. And she says that.
Now, I Know What You Did Last Summer? That's when there's a guy.
So I Know What You Did Last Summer is about 4 teenagers.
Yeah, they run over somebody.
They
kill the guy's brother.
I don't want to spoil it, but no, not the brother.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even remember.
Isn't it like a 25-year-old movie or something?
25 years old?
Yeah.
Oh, to spoil it, you mean like everyone's seen it?
Yeah.
Well, I think, no. So the killer is the guy who they tried to kill.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Yeah, because he just wasn't dead.
All right.
But I don't remember who is the killer in the second one.
I do want to tell you, though, I did see kind of an interesting TikTok video, and it was when I was lying in bed one night, and so the thing, some husbands get a little bit of alone time, some them time from their wives, and I don't want that. I don't get to have that. I don't even need it. I don't even like it.
Yeah.
Sure. I have to come to bed when Deborah's going to bed. I have to lay down and I have to cuddle her when she's going to bed. We are
having a baby, so I'm trying to get us on the same
sleep schedule.
Yeah.
So sometimes I will sit on my phone and watch TikToks, and I was watching this video, and this girl was like, people are talking about the Target human trafficking scam. That happened to me. I was in Target one time. This girl goes, I was in Target 5 years ago. This girl comes up to me, and she goes, oh, she starts asking me questions about my financial situation. She's like, oh, I know a guy who can, like, help you with your finances. Like, give me a call. She was, like, really persistent. She was trying to get me to take this. She was trying to get me to give him her number and take my number. And she's like, I thought it was really weird that she was asking me all these questions. You look at the comments, and it's like, this happened to me in Home Goods. This happened to me in Ross. This happened to me in TJ Maxx. This happened to me in Walmart, or whatever it was. They target lower income people, and they try to human traffic you.
That's crazy.
It made me think of, there was some serial killer. I forget there was like a female serial killer in probably like, I think the 1600s, and she lived in a castle, and she would kill women who were like coming to the castle like looking for work. To me, that's like the most evil thing. Someone who's like, yeah, I guess I'll get a job at this castle.
Right.
I guess I'll get a job cleaning the toilets, and then it's like you're tortured and murdered. That's fucked up. It's fucked up to do that. When you were just trying to
do your job.
When you were just trying to like get a job,
yeah.
You just wanted a job. You just wanted a little job to have to buy, some beads or whatever the fuck they bought back then.
Right.
And yeah. So it's really fucked up, and it made me think about like working in sales.
Yeah.
And how like sometimes you knock on doors all day and you don't get anything, and you're like, damn it, that was a waste of my time. But then sometimes you get like 3 recruits. Right. In like, an hour or so. Mm-hmm. And I wonder if that's how those people feel, where they're like, oh, I'm wasting my time here at this Target, at this Home Goods.
Those sex traffickers.
Yeah, it's like sales. It's like, get out there and close. Go out there and recruit people.
Right.
Yeah, but it was really bizarre, and I kind of looked up what sex trafficking or what human trafficking is. It's pretty dark. There's a lot of people who do it. There's nuns who there's like nuns in India who go and try to rescue these girls from their traffickers. Oh. They'll go up to them in crowded locations, and they'll ask them questions. They'll be like, who's this guy? Who are you with? Whatever, blah, blah, blah. Here's my card.
Right, yeah.
And they like rescue them.
Rescue nuns.
Yeah. I guess it's easier to rescue women from human trafficking than you think.
Right.
And like flight attendants have done that too. Like they've seen somebody on a plane, and the person, is like, seems drugged or whatever, and then the trafficker is arrested. But it is a good thing we're having a boy, because I would not want my daughter human trafficked. That's for sure.
So boys don't get human trafficked?
I think they do a little bit, yeah. And actually, maybe we should just let him know.
Oh my God.
But kids in this neighborhood are very comfortable, like talking to strangers, going up to you, approaching you, asking you questions.
Right, yeah.
We weren't like that as kids. I thought every stranger was going to kill me.
Yeah, I didn't think that. I was pretty chatty.
Yeah?
Yeah. But, yeah, you always tell me that you were, like, worried people were going to come and abduct you from your bed. Like, what do you think? You were a hot kid?
I just thought all kids got abducted. I mean, you remember, like, those specials that they ran in those,
I remember I would watch, like, Unsolved Mysteries.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, yeah, not me. And I would, like, actually visualize myself as a child.
Yeah.
Beating up and dominating the
Dominating?
Yeah, like
you just put a ball in his mouth and whip him?
No, I mean, like, actually, like, I don't know. Somehow I just saw myself getting superhuman strength.
Yeah.
Or like adult-like strength and combating the kidnapper.
Yeah.
But I'm sure I would not. I'm sure I would fail
Mm-hmm.
As a child. But it spoke to my confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Imagine a little girl like fucking up a kidnapper.
Yeah, like a kids movie, from the 90s.
Like Spy Kids on them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I did watch like Three Ninjas and stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
Karate Kid, and
Mm-hmm.
and wrestling. So maybe that's where I got my confidence. Buffy.
I guess apparently what human traffickers do is they prey on, because Matt Gaetz might be charged with human traffic or like sex trafficking or something, because
Right, and from
they
his
transport somebody
perspective,
across state
he's
lines.
like, no, I wasn't sending her to have sex with anyone. I was sending her to have sex with me.
Yeah.
And he's probably like, no.
No, it was just a ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just bringing her to me to have
Imagine going to jail for 10 years because you put somebody on a Greyhound bus to suck your dick. And you're like, damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No good.
No good.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got to wrap this up. But any final thoughts?
I don't know. I think it's like I think it's just strange to want to fuck a teenager.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know.
It is.
I guess you could think that they're hot. I mean, I think that's so 90s, or so 2000.
It's kind of dated.
Yeah, it's like old stuff now. Like, it's better to be curvier and older.
It's weird to think about that because, society is changing a lot. And I don't think that, but that was kind of pretty mainstream in culture, like songs being like, I want to fuck her because she's 17, like some 42-year-old, 35-year-old guy singing that song.
Right. And also, sex symbols were Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, all these young teeny boppers for the longest time, all of the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
And now it's more like...
It was kind of out there. And I bet if you're Jerry Seinfeld, you think man, I'm fucking I'm so cool.
Right.
I have a 17-year-old girlfriend. That's awesome. I feel bad for Chris D'Elia because they talk about Pokemon, Gigapets, Sailor Moon.
Or maybe there's no talk.
Just imagine Seinfeld getting really into Sailor Moon so he can relate to his girlfriend.
Right, yeah.
Or what were the shows that were on back
I don't know.
In the 90s, late 90s? Ren and Stimpy.
Power Rangers.
She's like, Jerry, we always watch what you want to watch. Can we watch Rocko's Modern Life tonight? Let's watch Disney's Recess.
Creek.
He's like, what's the deal with Disney's Recess? They call it recess, but it takes place in the school.
Yeah.
It takes place in the classroom.
It's all day.
It's not really recess. It's
Yeah. But
Nickelodeon, more like. Jerry, I think you should maybe cut the part about children's TV shows. A lot of people don't really relate to that.
yeah, but what's hot now is
Don't tell me what to do.
big asses and
Big asses,
older,
voluptuous, older,
like the
older
Kardashians,
women. Yeah.
and Cardi B. I mean, who are the sex symbols right now?
Like Cardi B's a more experienced.
Who's
Cardi
the
B's probably
youngest
been around
hot person?
the block. Ariana Grande.
And she is old, right?
Yeah, but she's been young.
She was young
She was
in the
young when she was.
beginning.
Yeah.
But now,
But we're in this weird transition time where it's that's not cool anymore. I don't know. It just feels like a few. It always feels like a small group of people kind of dictate culture.
yeah,
And say what we're allowed to do, like 80s movies where they're just raping people.
exactly, yeah, and they were just like even Bring It On when the guys are fingering the girls under.
Oh, he's putting his thumb up the girl's. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, whoa, he
Ooh.
touched her pussy.
And then she's like, "Hey, stop it!
Yeah.
Get your finger out of there."
She probably cried when that scene was shot. She's like, "What am I doing?" Now she's a nun that rescues human traffickers.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess we'll wrap up there. We got to get to bed. We got the baby coming any week now. Could be 2 weeks. Could be 3 weeks. Could be 5 weeks. Could be 6 weeks. We don't know.
No.
We're taking bets on when it's going to be
2
here.
or 3 weeks.
Yeah, apparently he's very cute. I don't know. I haven't seen any sonograms, but
Yes, you have.
Deb
I
informs me
I send him the videos, and he's like,
he's a very
"What is
lovely
that?"
boy. So I might have to take a week off from the show. Just so you guys know. Support the show on Patreon. Patreon.com/sitdownpod. $5 a month gets you a show every single day. Deb, any final thoughts?
Mike will be releasing the Dad Show shortly, where
Yeah.
he interviews
Other dads.
other comedy dads.
And then May 8th, I will be in Norwalk, Connecticut, doing stand-up comedy. If you live in Norwalk, near Norwalk, I'll have a ticket link on Instagram very soon. Please come to that. That should be a lot of fun. And we will see you next week.
Don't
or
you
if
have
you're
a Mount Laurel show?
You said I couldn't do that.
Oh, I thought you changed the date. No, okay.
Ah,
Sorry. Well, because
that's $350 down the fucking toilet.
Okay, but we were. It's like really close to
I
the
never got
due
back
date.
to it. I don't care. I'll find a backup. All right. Anyway, no Mount Laurel show, but May 8th, Norwalk, Connecticut. Mark your calendars, baby. I hope you can come out to see me. And stand-up's back, so everybody,
Go
people are
support live
back and
stand-up.
touring. Yeah. So thank you very much, and we'll see you next week. Or if you're a Patreon subscriber, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.